Alright guys, round 3 review. So we scored 1568, which is about par. Round ranking about 20,200, so it's around par. Overall ranking 22,000, so I'll take that. I've gone about 3k. We were ranked about 25,000 last round, so it's that. Obviously with the one match being suspended due to Conor McKenna and coronavirus, that did mean that Essendon and Melbourne players would get their scores from their 2 games that they have played. So the average between those 2 games, that's what their output was. So Christian Petrarca got a 98, Max Gawn got a 98. So it's basically the average over the 2 games. But yeah, let's get into the team. Basher Hooley, I brought him in last week, and I'm really happy with his output. Chucked the VC on him, and he did really well. Captained him because I didn't have much faith in any of my other midfielders or my ruckman. So I'm happy with the score, 172, which is about 86 normally. So it's all right. Lockie Weller was really impressive. His role for the Suns is really good. Playing throughout the midfield, attending centre bounces. So a sneaky pod if you want to look at someone. Lockie Weller, I think he'll be a consistent scorer for the rest of the season. And he's probably a top 6 defender, so get him in while he's still priced at 647k. Sam Doherty, he's Mr. Ever Reliable. You can just back him to get an 80 every week for you, and a 97, really solid score. One of the most consistent defenders. So if you don't already have him, I don't know what you're doing, but he's probably a must-have. Him, Hooley, and Lloyd are probably the top 3 defenders. And Lockie Weller is probably D4 in my eyes for the rolling 22. But yeah, Sam Doherty, really good. You can just rely on him every week to get an 80 for you. Dan Houston didn't attend any centre bounces, playing in defence support, so he's a trade for me this week. 55, that's pretty bad considering we're expecting much more from him. But like I said, the role's not there, so time to trade out Dan Houston. And I'll talk about him later on in the video. But Brodie Smith bounced back really well against the Gold Coast Suns, considering how bad Adelaide Crows were in terms of their normal game and their fantasy game. Very few players managed to get above 80. Brodie Smith looked pretty good though, 73, so I think that's about a 90-ish score, so I'll definitely take that. And Starchevich is good as well, 60, really happy with that. It was either him or Brander. 8-point difference in the end, but really happy. Safe rookie, you can field, so you can just rely on Starchevich. Probably one of the only rookies in the defence that we can just rely on to field week on, week out. But Brander was really good. He's making lots of cash. And Trent Rivers obviously didn't play, so he got his average from his first game, which is 45, so he's making a bit of cash there, which is good. But like I said, Dan Houston, he's a trade for me this week. I think he's a must trade if you do have him. If you're thinking of getting rid of a rookie that's not playing and bringing in a rookie that is playing, I would probably get rid of Houston first. It frees up a lot of cash. You can upgrade him to Lloyd or Hooley, or even someone like Lockie Weller if you're chasing a pod. So Dan Houston, most people should be trading him. I don't have much faith in his scoring in future weeks, so probably try to get rid of him first if you do have him. He's your number 1 trade target. And then going into the midfield now, if you do have Lockie Whitfield, you do have the option to hold him. Or you can obviously trade him. At the moment, I will be trading him to free up some cash. But he got injured in the first 5 minutes of the game. That's why he has a score of 10. I understand if you do want to hold him. He's going to be a top 6 forward either way. Not sure if he will play this week, so if he's not playing this week, you might as well trade him. There's quite a few options in the forward line to players like Bailey Smith, Petrarca, Wingard, or if you're chasing someone like Jai Simpkin, who could also be a bit of a unique player. Their roles are pretty good, and they look really good playing in the midfield. So if you're chasing a forward, I would go for one of those 4. But yeah, Lockie Whitfield, disappointed that he got injured on 10. I was going to trade him all week last week, but I traded out McCurry instead, so we lost about 95 points and a lot of cash, which is a shame. But injuries do affect fantasy, and it's just part of the game. Stephen Canelio, 72, look, I'll take it. It's not great, but considering how bad GWS were, Um, it's acceptable. So I'll take a 72. Tom Mitchell, that's 70. That's fine. I'll take it. He has a problem with his shoulder, so he's not tackling as much. But yeah, once he's fully fit, he'll definitely average above 90. Andy Brayshaw, not sure what happened. Had a 7-point second half, so I think he was on 47 at halftime, which is above average. And then a 7-point second half. That's probably that's a mark and a free kick basically in 32 minutes of footy. So not sure what happened with Brayshaw. At the moment, Houston's more for priority to trade rather than Brayshaw. But Brayshaw's role is not there. He's not attending any centre bounces. I'm not sure where he is playing. I think he's playing split a bit, maybe on the wing, maybe up forward. Not quite sure. But yeah, he's not scoring too well. And it's quite astonishing how he scores 7 points in 2 quarters of footy. That's just disappointing. But then again, him and Houston probably look to get rid of, but Houston over Brayshaw. Quinton Narkle, 64. Geelong are another team that are struggling to score in terms of fantasy. Like Geelong, GWS, and Adelaide are all teams that are struggling to score. And most of the big players aren't really scoring too well. But Narkle manages to get a 64. Look, it doesn't look too great, but the role's there. He's playing midfield. His time on ground is quite low, but the main thing is the role's there. So I expect him to score better in future games, and he is making a bit of cash, which is good. Going into the rookies, Matt Rowell, he's a contender for Brownlow at the moment, him and Lachie Neale. Currently, I think he sits second, Lachie Neale first. But the way he's playing, he might be a season keeper. He might even be a captain option, although it is very risky. But yeah, he's playing amazing. Back-to-back hundreds, you don't really see that from rookies, especially considering 100 is equal to 120 here. So he's gone back-to-back 120s in the normal format. Noah Anderson was alright, 39. Look, you can't expect big things from him every week. But yeah, I'm struggling who to field in my midfield at the moment between the rookies. So I've got Anderson, Pickett, and Brown, and McKerney. So either one of them, yeah, I have the 2 spots obviously for those 2 rookies to field. Anderson will fill one, but I'm not quite sure whether to go Brown, Pickett, or McKerney in the last spot. But Pickett was terrible. He attended 1 centre bounce for the whole game. Looked really off. Not quite sure. His time on ground's low. His job security is not that safe anymore, and his scoring is poor. So might look to bench him, maybe field Brown or McKerney this week. But he is making a tiny bit of cash, which is good. So until he maxes out in his price, we'll keep him. Good for the cash generation. Tyler Brown was solid, 57. His job security is also an issue, as well as Pickett. So interesting to see how the teams turn out on Thursday night. But 57, that's alright. He'll take it. He's making a bit of cash. And McKerney, I think he was a late out because he was selected to play, but I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe he got injured, or maybe he's just a late out. Not quite sure what happened there. But that's my midfield. Let down. Yeah, you just look at it and you see players like Whitfield, Cornelio, Mitchell, Brayshaw. All your players that you expect to get above 80, just have terrible weeks, and then your rookies, like the only good one was Matt Rowell, so it's a bit of a shame. Midfield needs to improve. Ruckman, Grundy was fine, 99. He's a pig for a reason. He looks really good, Brody Grundy. I think Todd Goldstein's a bit above him at the moment. Him and Max Gawn are a bit above Grundy at the moment, but Grundy is still the best ruckman in the game, so you guys should definitely look to get him and Max Gawn, top 2 ruckmen, so that's that. Sam Jacobs, 44, so I brought him in, and I think he's gone a 44 for me this week, and he had a 55 last week. He had one of the easiest matchups in Team English, and he still struggled massively to score, so that's a massive concern for me, especially how bad the GWS Giants fantasy scoring has been. So look to trade him to Mark Pitternet. I'll free up a bit of cash, and Pitternet's scoring is better, so it's a win-win, I guess. Pitternet's game time is high, his scoring is better, and he's a cheaper option. So Jacobs to Pitternet is a confirmed trade this week. Xari didn't play, but my forward line, really happy with the forward line and the defense, but mainly the forward line. Wingard was really good. It was good to see someone like Chad Wingard, who's a bit of a unique player. Not many players have him as in the forward line. 87, really happy with that. His role was a bit shaky though. I think he was playing majority forward, although he did attempt a couple centre bounces, which is a good sign. But he did kick 3 goals to get to this 87, so buyer beware. I would go Petrarca or Bailey Smith before bringing in someone like Chad Wingard. Christian Petrarca obviously didn't play, so he's blessed to get that 99. Don't think he would have got it, but I'm really happy that he got it. Players like Max Gorn and Christian Petrarca, Jack Viney, they're all really lucky to get their averages, which is good. Bailey Smith, 60. Yeah, look, I brought him in. Bit of a shaky start. You always want to see, when you bring in a premium, that they get an 80 plus score, ton up at least. 60 is not great. I think it's about maybe a 78, 80 in real fantasy. So that's a shame, but on the positive note, Josh Dunkley has been injured and he's going to be out for about 6 weeks, so that will mean more midfield time for Bailey Smith and Jack McRae. So if you do have those two players, they will be scoring big this week. So that's good for Bailey Smith, and he's a really good tackler, so he will be getting lots of tackles, and that's that. I'm really looking forward to the game. I think it's a Thursday night game, so I probably will put the vice captain on probably Bailey Smith this week. Hugh Greenwood, 77, 3 points off, turning up. Bit of a shame. He only got 12 disposals or 10 disposals, can't remember. But his tackle count was about 13, so he looked really good with his tackling. Obviously, he's not going to get that many tackles every week, so just be careful there. You can't expect him to get like a 70 every week, so he might get like maybe a 60 this week. He's not a top 6 forward, so if you do have luxury, make sure to trade out Hugh Greenwood. Curtis Taylor, he's been good for me, so I'll take a 30, I'll cop it. Let's hope he bounces back. He plays Hawthorn this week, that's an easy matchup, he should be fine. And Buderick, as my emergency, covered for Carrara, obviously. Loophole was really good, 69, round 3, rookie nomination, so congratulations to him. Max King was really good as well, credit to him, he's making a lot of cash. And I brought in Sam Sturt. He was really poor, so now his job security is looming. So we'll see if he plays this week, Sam Sturt. So sort of a dumb trade. I think many players would have brought in someone like Sam Sturt after his round 1 performance. But now his job security is a massive issue, so it's one to watch out in the teams when they come out on Thursday night. Those were my trades. Not happy with trading out McRae. It was initially Whitfield, but we needed the extra 20k to get in Sam Sturt, and Sam Sturt didn't really produce, so bit of a shame there, but Hooley was great. Now going into trades, round 4. What I've done, so we've gone Jacobs to Pitternet. That was the confirmed trade that I talked about early on. Like I said, Pitternet's game time's high, his scoring's better, and he's a cheaper option, so tick, tick, tick. Really good option as my R2, and he's going to make plenty of cash. And now another interesting move I've gone, so I've gone Lockie Whitfield to Jai Simpkin. Normally I'm not a huge fan of North Melbourne players, but Jai Simpkin's role in the midfield, he's attending the most centre bounces for a North midfielder, which is good. He's tackling, his game time's really high, and he's available as a forward, which is really handy for many fantasy coaches. So Whitfield to Simpkin is what I'm going to be doing. Bit of a downgrade there. And then upgrading Houston. So I talked about how we're going to get rid of Houston, and we're going to get in Jake Lloyd. So that's going to help my backline structure look much better. So Hooley, Lloyd, Doherty, and Weller, all really good premiums. And Brodie Smith, you can also rely on him. And Starchbridge is my only rookie. So that's that. We were fielding Jai Simpkin in the midfield this week. That's only due to lack of DPP. So we'll obviously flip him up forward when we can. But as for now, that's how my team's shaping it to be. My only change that I'm considering is fielding Tyler Brown over Pickett or McKerney over Pickett. But we'll see how the teams are named on Thursday night. But yeah, going to vice captain Bailey Smith as he does have the Thursday night game. And if Bailey Smith has a poor game, we might captain Tom Mitchell because he has an easy matchup in the North. Obviously, Tom Mitchell's his form's not been that great, but I still have faith in him. He's a pig, and he's a pig for a reason. So I have a bit of faith in Tom Mitchell this week. But Bailey Smith, the vice captain, Tom Mitchell captain, and that's how my team's shaping out. We got 127k in the bank, so it's good for next week. We can probably, upgrade someone like Quinton Narkle or Brayshaw. Brayshaw is probably one that we go before Narkle to a premium. We can also downgrade some rookies that have maxed out in prices. But that's that, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Enjoying the footy. It's back. Looking forward to the Thursday night game. We've got Lloyd playing as well as Bailey Smith. If you guys have any comments, make sure to comment it down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.